Hello, can you hear me? I am unmuted.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Nerdy Chicano Live. We're here for another week as we invite another guest on to come on and talk about what's going on in their lives, and we get to talk a nice little topic. As always, it is the Nerdy Chicano here to host the show. As always, you know, you're on my channel, you know who's going to be hosting. Hello, everybody. Hope you're all doing wonderful today. I'm coming at you from a very, very, very rainy day in the beautiful Texas town I live in. And I went outside to go open the gate because my first Criterion order gets today, along with another order that my father needs because he ordered something. And I got all my socks wet. So if you know the pain of wet socks, you know that it's not a fun feeling. With, of course, joining us this week, we have another wonderful guest, and it is the incredible QueeenWeeeb. You might know her from Share Club Pod. If you listen to that, you know her because you see her all on the Nerdcore live show. She's always on, and she's always doing a bunch of stuff. Or you just know her from being QueenWeeeb. What's up?
Hello. Thank you, Raul, for inviting me today. I was very nervous. I'm still a little nervous about how this episode's gonna go, but I trust you.
Why are you nervous?
I don't know. It's just lately I've been feeling very self-conscious about a lot of things, and um, I guess that just kind of built up to being self-conscious today.
Nah, you're good. We're gonna have ourselves a fun time here. I think it's gonna be okay. Don't worry about it. What's it called? Y'all, if you do not know, Michelle is a wonderful friend of mine. I gave her the fucking podcast bug, and that bug led her to co-creating Share Club Pod, and she does a bunch of cool stuff over there. I was on this week to record our episode, and it was a lot of fun. But for those people who may not know you, Michelle, you want to just introduce yourself to the newcomers?
Sure. Okay, so let's see. Where do I start? My name is Michelle, aka QueenWeeeb, as the nerds know me. And that's by night. By day, I'm a PhD sociology student in our wonderful city in Texas somewhere. Um, and city. Wait, state. Ha. Let's see. And I have a lot of hobbies. I love to paint. I love to dance, sing. But specifically, as my name says, QueenWeeeb, I love watching anime and talking about it as much as I can. Um, I could say I read a lot more manga than I have watched anime, but don't quote me on that. It might be about the same. Um, and let's see what else. I really love my friend Raul. He's really been a great um, thing in my life, person in my life that's done so much for me. And I'm very, very grateful to have him as my friend. Oh, I also, as Raul mentioned already, I'm co-host. Oh, well, yeah, co-host of the Share Club Pod, which you can listen to every Friday on anywhere you can find podcasting. And we talk about movies, TV, film slash anime, which has been most of the stuff we've talked about recently. Um, Music albums, which is one of the episodes that we had Raul on, and he shared a wonderful, um, one of his favorite albums by Defeater, which was pretty well like a really great experience, I'd say. And we had a really great conversation. And lastly, we talk about literature, basically manga, books, short stories, just about anything. So we put all these nerdy things together, and you have Share Club Pod. So yeah, that's Raul. Like Raul said, I'm also in the live show sometimes. I appear here and there in anywhere on the Nerdcore. But I'm so happy I'm here today, and I hope you guys enjoy this episode with me in it.
Yeah, Michelle was like, low key. I'm kind of mad that you haven't what's it called invited me, and I'm like, well, what's it called. I've had this like short list of people who were gonna come on. And I just forgot to also invite other people. So this is me being threatened to invite Michelle on, but also at the same time, I love having Michelle on stuff, so it's okay. She has been a wonderful addition in the cinema condition, which is still going on at the moment. We're still in season 2, and Michelle was my second guest ever to be on that show, so I thought that was nice information to pull up. But yeah, no, Michelle was threatening me. She said, why am I not on? And I'm like, okay, we'll do that last week. Last week ran into some difficulties with just being late in general and just having a crap ton of things to do. So we had to postpone, and now we're here. We get to have a lot of fun. We get to talk. How are you doing today?
I was gonna say, let me remind everybody that the only reason Raul invited me for this week's episode was like, "Hey, I don't have anybody for next week. Do you want to come into the to this episode with me?" And I'm like, "Oh, so it's only because there's nobody else on your list, and that's why you're inviting me." I'm like that friend that you know is always going to say yes, so that's why you ask them until you really need something. So what do you say about that, Raul?
Thank you for
Tell
the.
the people, tell the people what your thought process was.
I'm gonna say thank you for the lurk, Kevin. Thank you for lurking in the chat, man. It means a lot to me. It just sometimes you can't have everybody on. Sometimes you gotta wait for people to come on specific episodes, or sometimes you have to be threatened to bring people on episodes. So, sorry, but you're here now. That's what matters, right?
Sí, yo no sé, chico, pero we'll see. A ver qué pasa.
Yeah. Well,
Oh
Michelle
yeah,
also
and I also
approached
said
me.
I was
Yeah.
yeah, I was going to say I'm gonna speak Spanish to Raul some of these times, guys. So we need to put that tag of Spanish to use,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Oh crap! Hold on, do I have that tag on me on? Because I usually do a bunch of tags on, like, what's it called, on Twitch, and I have, like, I have my Latino tag on there. I have my mental health tag. I have my disabled tag. Oh, I do not have the one for Spanish. It's because sometimes Twitch also takes away your stuff, and you have to do it all over again. It's not fun, but there you go. Yeah, Spanish tag is in here. You already know what's going on. What's up, my slats? What's going on, Aiden? Hope you're doing well, man. Hope you're doing well. Um, Michelle also was just incredibly confused as to what this show is specifically, because she came in guns blazing like, all right, let's talk Tokyo Magnitude 8.0. And I'm like, 2.0 or 8, I can't remember at this point.
8.0.
8.0, okay. Tokyo Magnitude 8.0. I'm like, first of all, I don't think I have enough time to finish that. I'm still on the first episode.
Excuse me?
Yep. And then she was like, well, I can pick another anime film. So I went ahead and just, slid the playlist on YouTube to Michelle. And I was like, you might want to listen to the show, because this isn't, like my other ones I do. So I want to first ask, did you actually watch an episode?
Oh, did I
show?
watch a full? I didn't watch a full episode.
Okay.
But I did listen to several ones. Like I went through several ones.
Okay.
Hence my self consciousness about this episode.
Yeah. Well, it's okay. We do 30 minutes of just hanging around, asking each other what's going down and what we've been up to, and then 30 minutes devoted to the actual, topic. It's fine. Don't worry. We'll be fine here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I like your shirt you're wearing today. It's nice colors.
Thanks. I was going to ask you, are you wearing purple?
No, this is actually a blue shirt, but shows off as purple on the camera.
Because it looks purple and I'm wearing the purple, so
no,
I'm having
purple,
like some.
But it's actually blue, but I don't know why it shows up as purple on the camera.
I was gonna say we're matching.
Well, I mean,
but okay, I guess not.
By the camera, we're matching.
By the camera, we're matching. Yeah. Yes, I'm wearing some overalls, because low key, none of my other pants fit me or like make me feel like way too like tight, because I've been feeling kind of off for about like a week and a half ish, and so whenever that happens I get really bloated, and so it feels like nothing fits, or I just feel uncomfortable with everything. But overall it's been all right, doing things here and there to kind of feel better.
Yep. Ease the mind. What have you been up to? Anything? You've been watching anything? I've been watching a shit ton of things, so
Oh, I think I was talking about it in like in the live show, and I know I've been talking about it on the Share Club pod. I've been watching the Conjuring films, and that's been interesting because I always start watching them at 10 p.m. or 11. So I so far I just need the last one, and I was going to watch it today, but since I've been feeling a bit off, I'm gonna take the rest of the day and just play video games probably.
Yeah.
Um, and so I'll probably watch it till tomorrow. But let's see, have I been watching anything apart from that? Ooh, I started watching Haikyuu again. Like, because I already read all the manga for that anime, but I haven't seen like the anime for the last season. So I'm starting to watch that. I've been watching a lot of Disney films. I know you're gonna hate me for feeding the mouse, but it's like one of the little things that gives me comfort is watching um, like kids films, or like I'm
Mm-hmm.
a big fan of animation, um, children's like films from Disney. So I went from watching all the Toy Story movies except the last one. The last one I kind of like gave up on that one. And then I watched uh I watched like what is it, Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah.
I watched Big Hero 6.
Pull the lever, Crunk.
Why do we have to? It's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. And I mean, I've been watching them in Spanish, right? Because
Yeah.
I grew up. And so there's like this one part where it's like, I don't know if this is how they say it in English, but they say like, "Whoa, don't touch me. I get wrinkles," or something like that.
I don't remember the Emperor's New Groove at all. So.
Yeah, so I don't know. I just watched it recently, and then
Yeah.
what else? I watched like Sky High.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. That one's not animated, but it's still like a movie that I watched when I was a kid. I don't know. I've been watching a bunch of like Disney movies. I've been watching Loki. That I need to watch the new episode today. That just came out.
I have not watched yet. So
You have not?
Yeah,
Okay.
I have not. So I woke up, did the interview. What's it called? Went straight
Mhm.
to finishing watching Cinema Conditions. My Cinema Condition movie for today,
Mhm.
and then got on here. So I have not watched
Are
it
you
either.
planning on watching it today?
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
want to watch it together?
Yeah, I'm
We
waiting
can-
for Rachel too. So they have to get home too. So you know,
Yeah, we can watch it tonight if Rachel is willing to watch it tonight.
yeah.
And let's see, have I watched anything else? I don't know. Like I randomly put things here and there to start watching. Um, but oh yeah, last night we were watching Up too with some friends. But yeah, it's mostly been anime. Ooh. I played this video game with a friend and we streamed it. A Way Out, and I think I put the link in like on on the Discord, Nerdcore Discord, um, just so that like if people wanted to watch us. And oh my god, we played that game until it finished from 7 p.m. all the way to almost 2 in the morning.
Hmm.
It was insane, but it was pretty fun. So that's kind of been motivating me to stream at some point playing video games. What about you?
Uh,
How you been? I know you've said you've been watching a lot of stuff, but
oh yeah, I've been
tell
watching
me.
too much stuff. If I can get a mod in the chat to delete that what's it called, the bot in there. The bot's comment, please, y'all. What's it called? If I could do it, I would do it right now. But I'm trying to pull up what I've watched as of late on my letterbox. I mean, what have you been playing though? You say you've been wanting to play some video games. What have you been playing?
So again, it's just I've been playing Breath of the Wild on
Of
like
course,
just
of course.
I know I haven't finished it, but not because I don't know how to get to like the last boss and whatnot, like to defeat Ganon. No, it's more like I'm that person that will do all the little like tasks first, like just to go around. So I didn't want to go and fight Ganon yet until I got all of the shrines and I get all of like the Koroko seeds. And then let's see. And I know probably like a few of the like NPCs. NPCs, yes, non players, yes. Of the NPCs things that I might not do because they're weird, or they're just like this is so time consuming. I don't want to do it for like 100 rupees. But other than that, um, I've also been wanting to play my like the Mario games, because I bought the one that has Mario Sunshine, Mario 64, and Mario Galaxy, and
Mm-hmm.
so I haven't gone to play them since like I got it. So maybe either early this year probably was the last time I played it, and I've been wanting to keep going at it. And let's see, what other games do I have? Um, I have the Hyrule Warriors, which I
Yeah.
haven't finished either. But yeah, mostly Zelda games. I want to play more though. I'm hoping. I was telling Burke and Aiden yesterday, because we were talking on Discord about like me wanting to stream and whatnot. But that either I wanted to get a PlayStation, or if I was gonna get just a good desktop to play video games on. And Berg definitely said, "Well, I mean, I have a PlayStation. I don't really play with it, but I'd recommend just using your PC to play video games because that's usually like
Yeah.
where most of the games are." So I'm probably just gonna do that.
Yeah. Save up some money. Get a good PC that you're able to run your
Yeah,
games and your stream from. Yeah.
yeah. I think it's like kill two birds with one stone.
Yeah.
Like
Pretty
a
much.
good computer like helps me stream, and it also
Also,
like
wouldn't be that bad
provides
to have
good
a good.
gaming.
Wouldn't be that bad to have a good computer by now.
I know, for
You deserve a
real.
good one by now.
I do, I do. It's just like I was telling you, oh well, people here do not know. I've been apartment hunting, and hopefully next week I start moving. And so I haven't been wanting to buy like a good computer until I get my
Your
place.
place.
So I know exactly like where I'm going to have my setup, and like where I want to put it, and what to buy, like what would look good or whatever. So hopefully next week I can start
Yeah.
moving on my stuff. And oh my gosh, July, I'm gonna spend so much money this month and August just filling up the apartment with stuff because I have no furniture. So we'll see. I just want
Yeah.
to have a bed at least to sleep on.
Yeah. So I've been up to a lot of watching what's it called. Of course, this week we did do our episode of Between the Frames. We did it yesterday. We discussed the next film in that collection that's right there, and God, I love it when my what's it called headset gets unplugged from my ear. That's great. All right, going back, we talked about it be doing it, but before that, of course, I had spent my 4th of July not actually celebrating the 4th of July, but I did spend it watching a movie with a good friend. We watched David Lynch's Mulholland Drive. This is the second time this year that I've watched it, actually. And of course, I always love that movie every single time I rewatch it. But before that, I did finally finish watching at least the movies I have available right now from Yorgos Lanthimos with Rachel. We watched The Killing of a Sacred Deer, which, was, I didn't think it was all that great, but, it was still a good watch. I watched Zola at the movie theaters on Monday. I went to the theater by myself. We went back to a return of form. I went ahead and I watched Zola on Monday by myself. Sat down, had a Coke, and I went to go watch a movie by myself at the cinema. And it was fun. It was a fun time. Ain't nothing wrong with going by yourself, yo. It's a beautiful feeling when you go by yourself. Um, After that, of course, we did my review. We reviewed Sanyuro on Monday's episode of the Nerdcore podcast. I watched Sanyuro. You can go ahead and go there for my thoughts. Um, and of course, I watched Harold and Kumar go to White Castle that night with Rachel, and that was something. Look, yeah, I'm not gonna act like I'm innocent. What's it called? I'm very guilty of loving that old early 2000s comedies that are really, really not politically correct anymore. But you know what? They're fucking hilarious, man. There's a lot of dumb shit being thrown around, but damn, do I laugh? Um, what's it called? We did yesterday our commentary on Terminator Genesis. Jesus Christ. That one. Oh. That's all I'll say. You can go and check that out by going to Nerdcore YouTube and on Twitch. And then, of course, I watched Last Tango today. I haven't had the chance to play any video games. I have connected my PS4 back to my second monitor here, so hopefully I get to playing some games soon. But it will be working soon, so my free time is gonna be consumed by a lot of video game playing and just making sure that I watch my things for podcast. But you know what? I'm trying to move out, and I need a fucking camera, a new camera.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know. I need to buy a bunch of stuff. So
Yep. Yep. But yeah, no TV as always. You guys, you guys know I'm terrible with TV. Absolutely terrible with TV. I can't seem to stay on track with watching TV. It's the one realm of entertainment that I have the most difficulty with catching up with. But we're pretty good, and of course, just been listening to some good old podcasts. Listened to Share Club, the recent episode with Brad and I listened to the newest episode of Luckiest Peach because of course we even look guys, even if I don't like actually listen to the episode, I still have it playing in the background so I can give my homies a view and y'all can get that listen on your analytics. So y'all don't have to listen, y'all. You could always just turn it on in the background and have this playing or have other shows playing and support the homies. But yeah, it's just been a long week as of late. Just really a lot of things going on, a lot of things that need to be getting done. Slowly getting close to before it leaves, like tentative deadline for us having to have it finished, and just things I have to be doing that are just a little bit stressful. But it's okay, cause my stress turns into retail therapy, which is good right now because the fucking Barnes and Noble's Criterion sale is going on. Which, yes, guys, I will have something to show you on Saturday because I have ordered another two.
oh gosh.
Yep, yep. I have ordered another two. My first one should be getting here anytime soon, but I'm not sure. But oh man, I made the mistake of not grabbing a water bottle when I started this, so this is fun. Um, but yeah. Anything else we want to bring up before we actually start talking about the topic?
I was actually gonna say that I remember I was watching because I was listening to you guys, you and Brad's stream, and then I was also watching Geo, my co-host from the Share Club Pod stream, that you were like telling shit to Brad about like what he mentioned about
Yeah.
Kurosawa.
Yeah. He's like,
and
no,
I was like,
I
wait,
don't
what's
think.
going on?
Yeah, because he was like, I don't think there's much blood in Ron. I'm like, are you kidding, bro? Literally, one of the best scenes in Ron is when the commander literally goes up, turns to the right, slashes one of the enemies, and literally blood sprints onto the freaking wall. Like, how do you not remember that specific shot? Like, we even talked about it in our review. If you go back and listen to our review of Ron, great movie, by the way. We both talked about how like badass that scene is and how beautifully framed it is, and we didn't even have to see the person wound or anything to know the severity of it. But like Brad's there, like, no, I don't think there was any blood in Ron. How are you gonna forget that? That's like a shot that shouldn't ever leave your mind.
Maybe he was a little nervous when he was talking to us on
nervous.
the
He's just dumb.
podcast.
He's just dumb.
Oh, don't be rude.
Oh, it's okay.
Pobrecito Brad.
Don't worry about it.
By the way, hashtag invite Brad.
Yeah, Brad's been on this world tour to get him world tour of going on podcasts. He's been on two at the moment. He's been on Luckiest Peach and he's been on Share Club Pod. I wonder what other things you will get invited to be on. Sometimes, Brad, you don't even have to get invited, man. I literally reach out and tell them I want to be on their podcast. I reach out and tell them I want to be on their podcast, and if they want to have me on, it'll be more than welcome. So you don't have to just be invited, bro.
Maybe it's like, so I feel like, well, if you don't invite me, then I'm not going.
No. Yeah, well, I mean, it depends when it's like, one-on-one episodes like this. Yes, you kind of do have to get invited. What's it called? But when it's something like, I don't know, Luckiest Peach usually has like a lot of people on the same show. Like, roughly 2 to 3 people are usually on that show. You can pretty much just tell Brad, like, Brad could just go to Rachel and be like, hey, Rachel, you got a spot for me? I'd love to come on this week. what's it called? It's just how it works sometimes. You gotta take that first step, Brad. You know, and I know he's not listening, and he can't be on this show ever because, of course, this show goes on at the time that he's at work. But since I just got my schedule for work, it looks like we're gonna have to move these shows over to the weekend now, because I will be working at the time that I'd be streaming this. And I don't think you want to hear. You don't want to see me go. You don't want to hear me answer uh, what's called customer service calls while live on stream. Even though that'd be funny, but it could get me in a lot of trouble.
That's so funny. I think I'm just gonna call you to see how you answer for customer service.
Yeah, no.
You're like, hello, this is Raul. How can I help you?
Um,
I'm sorry, ma'am. I think you're just being dumb. You just gotta push the button to
yeah,
turn on your computer, and that's it.
yeah. I don't even think you're. Are you calling in from your computer right now? You're not even calling. I think you're on your phone, right?
Yeah, I'm on my phone because my freaking apartment complex just decided um, to change the internet provider thing.
Mm-hmm.
So literally last week they sent us an email saying, "Oh, by the way, next week you're going to have to register like all your devices into this website thing so that you can get internet access." So I remember when I was turning on my computer cuz it's quote unquote working, and then I see that there's no internet connection. I'm like, oh, I'm not going to go through all of that. And I thought you were gonna do these like I didn't know you're gonna use this platform you're using now to do the what's it called, the stream. And so I decided, oh, I'm just gonna use my phone because it's a
Yeah.
lot easier. I have better internet, and just kind of setting it here at some place so that it doesn't fall or anything. But I'm able to connect my headset, so I guess that's good. At least I won't have audio issues. Unless you're telling me that I have audio issues, then I'm going to cry.
No, you're good. Um,
Okay.
no, we use Zoom here. Just what's it called? I don't particularly what's it called wanted to use StreamYard for this, but I also just what's it called? I'm not gonna add my account to the Nerdcore account on StreamYard and
Hmm.
not pay also to be using that. But at the same time, I know that Brad wouldn't care. But also like, yeah, I'm like whatever. Let's just do what we gotta do here. What's it called? We'll use Zoom. What's it called? For now, it's fine. It's fine. Also, just it helps me be able to get prepared to engineer the D&D thing for what's it called for Geo. Because now I
Oh
know how
yeah,
to
yeah,
I
yeah.
know how to do all these cool things with Zoom now, with OBS and Zoom. But
You should add that to your resume.
knows how to engineer a show.
No, well, yeah, for Zoom, there's people who are not very tech savvy or like
Mhm.
still have issues with Zoom, even though we've been on Zoom
Yeah.
for like a year and a half or more.
I owe all my knowledge and expertise to Dwayne Burke.
I
The
was about to
Burke
say,
made
Burke.
School of Broadcasting. Yeah, that's all. That's all I owe it to. If it wasn't for Burke, chances are I would probably even be doing this show because I wouldn't know how to do it. So, without further ado, of course, let's go ahead and get into our topic. Michelle said that they wanted to talk about specifically the importance of communication for better mental health. And I guess we will start this off by saying none of us are therapists here. None of us are licensed mental health professionals. So, please take our words by just being our personal lived experiences. Now, Michelle, what specifically do you mean by the importance of communication when it comes to your personal mental health?
Um, so I know between you and I, like we've had a lot of conversation about how communication is really like key in order for us to be okay, or like we can't if I don't tell you I'm feeling crappy, then you're not gonna know I'm feeling crappy. Like we can't read people's minds,
Yeah,
And if you could read people's minds, then oh my god, how exhausting.
yeah,
um, so I think what I mean with that is not just in the sense of like this is how I feel. I want you to know this. But just in general too, like communicating when you can't make something, or like if you're really thinking about doing something but you don't know how to tell the other person that you don't want to do it, or that being in a certain space makes you feel uncomfortable, or maybe like a lot of stuff is going on at the moment and you can't really find the words to say things, or even just like if you're at school and you don't know how to communicate with your professor or your classmates about doing something. It's like, I don't know how to send this email. Oh, I don't know how to tell my classmates that they aren't doing shit for this project, or like, things like that. I think communication can really, like, is useful everywhere, in relationships and friendships, with like your therapist, psychiatrist, like whatever it is that you need communication for, is basically like even communicating to yourself. Like you need to be able to tell yourself, okay, you're in a space that you don't feel comfortable with, so you need to tell yourself that you need to like remove yourself from this space, or you need to communicate to yourself saying, okay, these are the things I feel and I should probably tell somebody about them. So there's a lot of things. I feel like communication can go to a lot of places, but as you said today, like I think mental health is really important. And it really, people might think like, oh, mental health is just like when you're sad and that's it. But no, there's a lot of different things that involve with mental health. And so I thought that's why like communication and mental health really kind of like work together.
Hmm. Well, of course, I am a graduate of the College of Communication, so of course I must know how to communicate. Also, I'm a director, so chances are that I need to know how to communicate with people, which I think I'm pretty damn good at communicating. A good friend of mine, what's it called, ex member of the show that was on, ex guest, our wonderful and beautiful Madeline Willers, said that I'm such a people person that I'm going to get the job, and I should probably text her and tell her that I did get the job. But yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's just, it's the importance of being not just like you said, honest with everybody else, but honest with yourself. When we cannot do the work that we want to do, it's being honest and saying us like, hey, maybe today just isn't the day for this. Today I could push this one to the side, and I could do this another day, and I could just relax and play video games today, like Michelle's gonna do today. But
Yeah, definitely. Because I had a bunch of like, I think the only other I'm like really close to emailing this professor because I have an appointment like after we record, to just say, you know what, I can't be with you today because I don't feel like it. But I don't think saying those, because communication, another thing about communication is knowing how to say things in a way that it's not going to be hurtful to anybody, or that's
yeah,
probably me saying an email like, hey professor, I don't feel like meeting with you today, is probably not the best way to communicate how I'm feeling.
yeah,
uh, so we
I don't want to talk to you, man.
yeah, it's like, I'm sorry, I'm tired of listening to you or something. Yeah, no, we try to communicate as like nice as possible, but without you know um without masking how we feel,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
blunt enough to convey how you actually feel, but not as like aggressively or like petty or whatever other words you can use to describe like
yeah.
being rude to somebody else about how you're feeling. Um so I mean, we'll see. I'll let Raul know later if I end up going to this meeting or not, because I have no idea. I really just want to lay down, watch anime, uh eat chips and ice cream,
Yeah,
and watch TV. That's it.
yeah.
And play video games.
Fuck, man. I wish I could too. What's it called? Instead, I gotta get ready for a podcast at 4, and then after that, I gotta get ready for a commentary at 8:30. So,
You need a break, friend. You also need a break.
yeah. Sadly, the breaks. It's usually the first week of the month that's a little bit the busiest when it comes to
Oh yeah, I
content. But
understand.
but everything after just starts to like sit itself down. Yeah, because I already watched The Quiet Place Part 2, so I don't want to rewatch. God dang, I don't want to watch that again. So
I need to watch those. I
yeah,
haven't seen them.
I'm gonna go ahead and watch. I'm gonna go ahead and just not. I don't need to watch that again. So I'm good for Thursday's review. So I don't have to watch anything until like possibly like I have to watch Loki for Saturday. But yeah, I'm just breaks are hard. Breaks are hard. Breaks are tough to come around when I have like all these things like on my plate and it's hard to, juggle them all. But of course, that's the importance of communicating when you don't really have the time to do everything you want to do. And, sometimes it bites us in our ass. And we're like, I really wanted to do this thing, but, like, damn, I've got all these other things that have a priority and I can't do this one. But, alas, that's the way it works around here. That's just showbiz, baby. That's just showbiz.
Yours.
But, what's it called? Of course, of course, the communication with with the people that you confide in. Of course, Michelle's a very, very prominent person in my life that I constantly go to about a lot of things. So she probably knows a lot more things than a lot more people know about me. Um, but even then, like I surprised Michelle with a couple of things I said on the recording. Michelle wasn't aware of some of the things that I used to do too. So, yeah. It was. I think it was fun to see Michelle's face light up when I told her specific things on her recording of Share Cup Pod. And Michelle was like, "I
Yeah,
didn't
I
know
know.
that." Like, yeah,
Yeah, it's so I mean, hey, there's nothing wrong to everybody that's listening and to my friend Raul here. There's nothing wrong with not knowing every single thing about somebody else.
yeah,
Like it's not I remember I used to be like this where I I'd feel bad or I'd feel guilty for not knowing all of my friends' favorite color or their favorite food or like their favorite movie or their favorite song or
yeah.
all
What's
of
my
these
favorite movie, Michelle?
things. I have no idea. You have so many movies that you love and you have like oh wait. No. You love or precious. I'm trying to think of the other movies that I remember you telling me that you liked. Um but see,
Who's
I
who's my
don't
who's,
know.
who's my favorite director, Michelle?
I have no idea. You've told me several times and I do not remember.
Yeah, you see,
Um see
but
so
that's
and like
fine.
that's fine. Raul doesn't hate me for it. I'm pretty sure he doesn't. I'm hoping you don't hate me, right?
Yeah, no, you're good.
um so I'm pretty sure I'm going to remember afterwards. But when you put me on the spot, I always forget. Um that kind of just happens all the time with me. Um and see. Oh, uh, Paraíso. I'm trying to remember. No. Okay. See, this is what happens when you are trying to know everything about somebody else. You start like hating on yourself,
No,
and you
you're
start.
good.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying what I feel right now, and it's when I feel really bad sometimes where like, oh, I don't remember they told me this and I don't remember this or I don't remember that. But I mean, later on, I figured that it has a lot to do with my mental health, like sometimes we have like mm, mind fogs, and or you just today just isn't the day, or sometimes you can't process a lot of the things that are going on, and just kind of like having that self compassion or like understanding that uh, it's okay not to know things, and you just have to find a way to remind yourself of all these things. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying this because I do it all the time, because I don't. Like, I have really terrible days. Right now, I'm just talking about this because I had counseling right before this, and I'm just repeating things that my counselor had told me. So it's do not quote me on anything. I do not do this all the time. I have very, very off days. But yeah, that's or you might not be able to be there for them all the time. But when it counts, it counts.
When he counts, it counts. That's right. That's right. Michelle, my favorite movie of all time is Beautiful, from my favorite director of all
Beautiful.
from my favorite director of all time, Alejandro González Iñárritu.
Señorito. See, like I
Iñárritu, yeah,
Iñárritu.
yeah,
See, like I said Precious, but I was thinking of Beautiful. I know Precious is a whole other movie. I was like,
yeah.
wait a second, that's not the
Not
movie.
Precious from the Book of Sapphire.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, wait a second, that's not the movie. But
Yeah,
uh, I knew it was something to do with like some sort of like
compliment.
looking something, and I knew like that it was a foreign
Yeah,
what's it called, that it was a foreign director, but I
yeah,
see, like I get mind fogged, and I'm not, hopefully I don't forget after this. I'm just gonna have like post-it notes
yeah,
around and be like, oh, this is Raul's favorite movie and this is his
yeah.
favorite director.
Yep, yep. I mean, I also would have accepted, Andrei Tarkovsky, Federico Fellini,
Okay.
you
Federico
know,
Fellini.
yeah.
See, there's all these names, and I'm just afraid that I'm gonna butcher them, so I just don't say them.
It's okay. That's cool. I butcher every Russian name when we do Russian movies on the podcast. It's all good. Um, I'm terrible, but yeah, and it's true. There's probably things I don't like. Michelle will just sit down and be talking on the phone sometimes, and Michelle will be like, "Did I tell you about this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but I don't remember. So you want to just say it again? That way I can what's it go re-jog my memory here." So go there's nothing wrong with not remembering everything. And like I said, I know there's this idea of like people being empaths and stuff like that, which I don't necessarily believe in that. I don't necessarily believe that you can just feel what somebody's feeling right from the get go. But it's true. Like, Michelle doesn't know I'm not doing well, then Michelle's not gonna know unless I tell Michelle that I'm not doing good. Um, but yeah, there's nothing wrong with forgetting things, y'all. It's okay. It's okay to say no. I don't remember, but can you tell me again, because I would really like to know what you're talking about. There's nothing wrong with saying that. Yeah,
Yeah, and if whoever you're saying this like gets upset at you, then they're lost.
that's a red
Because
flag, baby.
that's a red flag. Because it's I mean, there's a difference between not remembering and not paying attention. There's like,
Yeah,
of course, there are people who purposely do not want to pay attention to you, or that purposely decide that what you're saying is not important, right? And like
yeah,
knowing the difference could be pretty difficult, right? But at the same time, I think like once you spend time or you get to know whoever this person is, you realize you learn to differentiate between the two. And for example, like if I were to tell something to Raul and I know, and like he tells me he doesn't remember, I'm not going to say, oh, Raul never pays attention to me. It's more like, oh, okay, there's a bunch of stuff going on its plate and like a lot of things going on, so it's okay if he doesn't remember. I don't mind repeating myself. um but if there's somebody else, that you've already told several times, like, hey, I'm going through this, or hey, like this is, I have to do this, and then they get upset with you, or even though they've told you something several times, after you've already told them that that sometimes you forget things and they get mad at you, then that's kind of like a red flag, definitely there, where it's like,
yeah,
dude, or I already told you that I forget things, or that sometimes I can't keep hold of so many things in my head at once, and you're still getting mad at me for it, even though I already explained you my situation. Then that's kind of like, yeah, maybe this relationship isn't as like needed in your life at this time, or maybe ever.
maybe ever, right? Yeah, yeah. It's important, y'all. It's important to just be clear, concise, and honest with each other. There's nothing better in this world than just making sure that nothing is being left off the table. Everything's being said. It is difficult to say everything. There's a lot of things that you're rather scared to discuss. But whenever the time comes, when you're ready, is when you're ready. That's
Hmm.
just the importance of being open and communicative about the things that particularly you want to get off your chest, and things that you feel, and things that should be improved. There's nothing wrong with having a conversation. I think that's the important part, that the conversation needs to be had.
Yeah, and like how Raul said, if there's a time for everything. So if you don't feel confident about what you're gonna say, or you still like are having a lot of things on your mind and you can't really address something, then that's okay. You don't have to tell this person like, or like start having this conversation with this person if you're not ready for it. Although like saying something along the lines of like, hey, I'm not feeling really well, I can't really address this at the time, at this moment, but you know what, like I want to address it because it's important to me, but just not right now.
Mm-hmm.
um or maybe just saying
It
like,
goes a
hey, I
long way.
can't talk right now. Yeah, like I can't talk right now, or sorry, I can't really address you at the moment, or I need some time. Like there's nothing wrong with saying any of those things. Like it's just, you just don't ghost people. Just don't
Yeah.
like completely stop, because that's also hurtful. Even
Yeah,
if
that's
this
something I
this
hate, man.
yeah, like even if you, whoever this person, or like somebody, even it happens in families too, like they'll
Oh yeah.
just randomly like stop talking to you and then suddenly want to start talking to you again, like if nothing happened. It's like, no, I asked for time, not so that I could forget what happened, but more to like process what's going on. So no,
Yeah.
I want to go back to this because it's still hurting, and even though it's been several months, years, or whatever, I still want to address it. And there's nothing wrong with taking your time, as long as you communicate that, you still cannot address whatever it is. Or if you feel like just not talking at all about it is going to be helpful, well, at the end of the day, it's their whoever's decision. What I always say, like, do what you're going to regret the least, because at the end of the day you always end up regretting something. So just do the one thing that you think you're going to regret the least.
That's true. There's always going to be something you're going to regret. You know, you shouldn't have much regrets in this life, but there's always something that you're going to end up regretting.
Hmm.
Um, so, of course, yeah, if there's anything you can pull out of this, y'all, is just to make sure that, you know, you're always down to communicate the things that you want and need, and the things that you feel, man. You know, that's the important thing. Um, it seems that we have reached the end of the show, as it seems, and it's been fun. It's been fun. Michelle, you know, you're always welcome to come back whenever you'd like. You know, it's. I guess Michelle's gonna be like, well, can I come back to next week? No, you gotta wait a little bit more than that. You know, you gotta wait to come back for like a good like, you know, two to three,
Ya no me quieres.
two
Ya no
two
me
to 4 weeks.
quieres.
You know, 4 weeks. You
Just
know,
just tell me that this episode was boring.
you're not boring. You're not boring. You know, I'm just saying, what's it called? We can't have everybody come back right off the bat, but it's been fun, y'all. I'm going to try to um get back um into possibly streaming something on Friday, but I need to check with Brooke to see if if they're up to play some more Valorant. But for now, I'm not sure where we go from here. And also on my live feed, it looks like our picture stopped. What's going on? No, okay, we're good. We're good. Sorry about that, y'all. But we'll see what we do on Friday, y'all. I'm not sure. I now have to actually tweak the schedule a little bit so we know exactly after the 20th when we're gonna be streaming. So um, we'll see for now. But only thing that should change is this. Nothing from Nerdcore is gonna change because I do that at night. So you know that's not gonna change at all. But we'll see what we have to do about this. But of course, I will keep you all in the loop about that. And I have heard y'all on the Twitter poll. You guys want the audio companions of Between the Frames on the Nerdy Chicano Live. What's it called? Audio feed. So I'll put it on there for y'all, and I'll let y'all know when all of them are, because it's a lot of episodes, and I also gotta cut the beginning where there's nobody talking and stuff. So I gotta make sure I do that for y'all. But I hear y'all. I'll put those episodes up and make sure that they're up for your listening pleasure. And we'll see next week about what we're gonna do and who we're gonna have I'm really glad that you were able to come on, Michelle. You're always a pleasure to have on the show, on shows, and I'm glad that you have crossed off another one of your bucket list of shows you've been on that I host. Um, because let's see, you've been on Nerdcore, you've been on Cinema Condition, you've been on Nerdcore Live Show, you've been on Nerdy Chicano show when that was in its what's it called incarnation. You've been on Gamercore? No.
No, I was in the what's it called? The one that was in Spanish. What was
Mexi
it?
Gamers. You were on
Mexi Gamers.
Yeah, I was on what's it called on Patreon. What a throwback of that one, baby. That one's a throwback. Oh my
Yeah.
god. Yeah, that show is done. It's been done. Actually, I was supposed to upload the last episode, and when my what's it called my laptop broke, what's it called? Well, died for a bit. When it went to Mimi's, what's it called? I
I
lost.
mean, me.
Yeah, I lost that episode. So you know, there is going to possibly be a point where I hope that Ashley and I can just sit down and do one final goodbye like we did for the Chicano show, like Luis and I did. But for now, what's it called? That final episode is actually gone. It wasn't actual like farewell. It was just like the last episode we actually did. But yeah, that one it went to me the what's it called the
The
laptop
computer. The
and
laptop, yeah.
and it didn't turn on for like 5-6 months, and I lost that file. But yeah, you haven't been on what's it called Gamer Core. You have not been on Impaired
High
File.
Flyer Radio.
Of course, High Flyer Radio. What's it called? let's get Michelle on to talk about maybe the one thing that she doesn't know anything about.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
You haven't been on the Impaired Files either, so
Impaired files,
Yeah, and
yes.
I think that's it. Well, of course, Ladies of Nerdcore, but that's not thing. I don't do that one. So, you know. But that's damn. You haven't been on any of those, but soon you'll cross them all. You're cross them all off your checklist. You know.
Yes, if you invite me, of course.
We'll see, cause I owe Brad what's it called Impaired Files appearance soon, or else he's gonna get mad. But without further ado, it's been a lot of fun. Michelle, you want to let them know where they can find you and all that wonderful stuff?
Yes, so you can find me on Twitter at QueeenWeeeb with 3 E's on Queen and 3 E's on Weeb. You can also find me, like I said earlier, at Shark Club Pod on everywhere you can listen to podcasting every Friday at 3 p.m. Or you can also follow us on Twitter at Shark Club Pod. Let's see. And yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm occasionally everywhere where the Nerd Corp are, and hopefully sometime soon can start streaming video games, so that's gonna be fun. But yeah, other than that, I think that's it. Oh, one thing I do like saying before we completely end the episodes on Share Club Pod is to remind everybody to be kind to themselves because they're doing the best they can.
Yeah. I am trying to find somebody to raid, but it seems that don't I don't have time to scroll through everything, so I'm just going to send y'all over to a wonderful friend of mine. Azalea plays, or how I like to call her, Bronk, because her name's Brooke. I'm going to go ahead and send y'all to Bronk right now. But as always, you can find me at The Nerdy Chicano on both Instagram and Twitter, twitch.tv/The Nerdy Chicano. Here, you're watching it right here, right? There's no other place you should be watching this unless you're on YouTube. And if you're on YouTube and you're not subscribed, you want to subscribe, you get me to 100 subscribers so I can go ahead and be able to get my custom URL, because a motherfucker needs that custom URL by now. Please. Please. I'm really tired of waiting for the stream to start, and I have to put the stupid numbers and dashes and letters. It's a pain in the ass, y'all. Get me to 100 subscribers. It would really help me out. I think we're still at 50 right now, if I'm correct. So you know what to do. Go to youtube.com, search up my name, Raul Alejandro Mendoza, and you go and subscribe to my channel. I'm at 51 subscribers, actually. 1 subscriber I got now, so that's cool. Y'all go and do that, please. And of course, y'all go ahead and have a wonderful time with the good old Bronk. and y'all go ahead and tell her I said hi and tell her that I would send you. But as always, it's been a fun time, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. See you guys later.
Bye.